A baby learns a language by listening to people speak. Then slowly he begins to pick up words, then sentences, then ideas, and then the baby begins to function by itself. Now imagine a machine learning in this similar way, but instead of listening to a few voices, it is trained on billions and millions of texts and books and conversations across the internet. That is what an LLM is. It's like a giant language brain, but instead of living in a person, it lives in a computer. And that is actually the secret behind ChatGPT and many of these AI tools we use today. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking it down for you in simpler terms, some of the things that happens behind the scenes in these LLMs and ChatGPT. An LLM is a type of neural network that is trained on vast amounts of massive text data, and it's focused on understanding natural language. It's generally trained on text data that can be found online. Everything from web scraping to text to conversations to articles to trends, and anything text-based can actually be used to train LLM. Now, taking a step back, a neural network is a series of algorithms that recognizes patterns in data. Similarly, what they've tried to do is replicate how the human brain works. These LLMs learn to predict and give us the most accurate feedback as answers in natural language by following these patterns over time. They make these predictions by pulling a large amount of enormous data as text from the internet. If a human being was actually to read non-stop the amount of text data that was actually used to train GPT-3, for example, it would take the person about 2,600 years if he was to read non-stop. So these models can actually do a whole lot. From writing, they can summarize, they can debug code, they can brainstorm, and they can do much more. So apart from ChatGPT being an LLM, there are so many other types of LLM. That includes Gemini by Google, Claude from Anthropic, and LLaMA from Meta or Facebook. So how does an LLM differ from a traditional program? A traditional program is instruction-based, while an LLM is flexible. So in traditional programming, you tell the computer what to do and how to do things. But in LLM, you tell the computer how to learn how to do things. So this is a much more flexible and scalable approach as compared to the traditional program that is very rigid. And trust me, LLM can be used for a various kind of application. In business, to build customer service, right, that will interact with customers so that human resources can be allocated to more complex tasks and more complex jobs, right? In programming, we can actually use this LLM to debug and generate code for us. In content creation, it can actually be used to generate things like YouTube video scripts, emails, social media posts, and a whole lot more. OpenAI, being the developers of ChatGPT, also developed different models that are suitable for different stacks. Currently, the ChatGPT uses a GPT-5 model, which is the most suitable kind of model for general purpose tasks. This model is the best model for coding and for agentic tasks across all domains. It relies on knowledge it was trained with up until 2024. So now the big question is, if it relies on knowledge that was trained up until 2024, how does it give us answers to most recent events? And being a language model, how is it able to generate images and audios and videos for us? There are various models built by OpenAI designed for specific tasks and trained with different kinds of data. Just like a language model like ChatGPT was trained with text and text-like elements, there are some other models that was trained with different kinds of data. Some are really good at videos, some with images, some with audio, while some others with statistics and much more. While ChatGPT is like the language brain, it works with other tools and other models to make the AI complete and give us the most accurate and useful results. So now this is the catch. When you ask ChatGPT to do something for you, for example, you ask ChatGPT to generate an image for you. Being a language model, it understands the text, right? And based on the way this model was built, it knows to seek the assistance of a teammate, which is another model that is good at images. So it communicates based on the specifications of the image you want. It hands over the task to the model that is responsible for image generation. And then when this image is created, it gives it back to us. Now, how about the most recent event? So ChatGPT behind the scene, when asked about a question or a most recent event, what it does behind the scene is that it uses its built-in search tool to seek the internet and every other sources to give us the most accurate answer to your questions. And if asked about specific things like the name of a company and all that, it also relies on this built-in search tool to give us the best answer. These results, in as much as they are often correct, it is very important that we always fact check to see that what these models has actually given us is the right thing. Because these models can sound so confident in their response, though they might be wrong. So that is why it's very important for us to always fact check and see that what these models has actually produced is the right thing. And now this is actually the downside to using these AI models. And this proves that there is still a long way for this AI to improve. And the truth is, as time goes on, these models will definitely improve. As far as we continue to put out data out there into the internet, these models will continue to train faster and get better. Now we can actually be able to tell the difference between an AI generated content and a real content. In a few years' time, as these models get better, we would hardly be able to tell the difference between an AI generated content and a real content created by humans. I hope I've been able to break down for you some of the things you needed to know in terms of the inner workings of ChatGPT, LLM, and the future of AI. If you did enjoy this video, please like, share, and please don't forget to subscribe so that I can give you more videos like this. And if there is any specific topic you would want me to talk more on, please just put it in the comment section. Thank you.